Hey everyone, welcome to Zealots. I'm Forrest.
I'm Major.
No, I'm Robbie.
Matt.
I'm Tip.
This is episode 12, and today we're going to go over the latest episode of The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I think we're at the halfway point.
Yep.
So this episode, I think basically we got a little more insight into...
Are we going to talk about Invincible too?
Yes, we're also at the halfway point of Invincible, so we'll talk about that after.
Oh, halfway, man. That's right, it's only 8 episodes.
For both these shows, yeah. And Falcon and Winter Soldier is only 6. So I guess
it's only 6? I thought it was more than that, actually.
Nope.
Yeah, the episodes are longer and they have like more action, so they can't really space it out as much. I mean, they got the money, let's be honest.
Yeah, they can do whatever they want to.
Yeah. But basically the main story was they broke Zemo out of prison, and they officially made him a Baron, and they gave him this purple mask. Like, this whole movie is basically just an apology for not doing anything with Zemo in Civil War.
Zemo or, Baron Zemo.
Baron Zemo, yeah, they established.
It's been a while since I watched him. Did he show up much in the other times?
He was basically just the guy behind the scenes. He killed King T'Chaka, which, has ramifications later in this episode. And
I plan on going back and watching those again, especially.
But he was like basically just like a soldier. He was basically just like a soldier, but they sort of like this episode's like, oh, he's rich and a baron. And I was like, well,
what'd you think about that?
Well, I thought Eastern European countries like the Soviet Union would have gotten rid of any nobility, right? So they would have taken all of his family's money, and pretty much all his titles, basically.
Well, he's a character from when Russia was still communist, right? So I'm sure that's addressed somewhere in the Marvel.
Well, I think he's German in the Marvel universe, but I think they changed him Sokovia to fit the Age of Ultron, or the Age of Ultron connection. But
I gotcha. Well, apparently
I felt it was kind of.
I liked it. I liked the rich Zemo. I thought that was balling.
Yeah,
yeah.
I liked him being rich. Did you like him dancing? Did you see a little dancing? That was good.
Yeah. I was like, okay.
I was like, is Joss Whedon directing this? Get out of here. Yeah, they have that little club montage scene, and everyone's dancing. You see a little bit of Baron Wine-ass Zemo.
Yeah. Well, I think they had to do a lot of close-ups when he was fighting, because I don't think the actor could accurately portray someone who could beat someone up.
I really like that actor, though.
He's good. Yeah, he was good in Inglourious Bastards. But I don't know. I guess that he could have dropped some pounds. He didn't really look too intimidating, but
Of course, he's been sitting in a jail cell eating jail food. Have you ever been to jail eating jail food?
Push-ups, Tip.
I do push-ups to get tough. Did 2.5.
I think Charles Bronson released a book on exercises you can do in a prison cell, and he's still ripped. So
he's like, too bad you won't be able to read this book once you're in prison.
Well, maybe they can. They have prison libraries.
Oh yeah, I know, but they have libraries.
Yeah. So, but yeah, he published that book. And you can't stay in shape in prison, but I guess I don't know if the actor just didn't want to, and he had to put a mask on when he's actually doing acrobatics and stuff. So that's not him.
Yeah, I mean, why not? I mean, if a stunt double's going to do it anyway, then why put yourself through all the extra work if you're going to wear a mask?
I do like, at least they made an attempt to make him more comic accurate. Like, they made him a Baron, they gave him a purple mask.
Yeah, I definitely.
They made him more. They made him more of a criminal instead of like a wandering soldier like in the Civil War. So they did try to course correct from Civil War.
I definitely like the nod to the comics, though, making him Purple Zemo finally, and acknowledging that he's just more than a dude.
Yeah, so I wondered if there's gonna be a backstory.
I'm more than a dude. I am a bad guy. Watching Sokovia take a fly.
That's good.
And it's not easy when your family's dead. I got nothing. Definitely don't have.
I'm gonna be Simon Cowell on this.
Yeah, I know I can't sing.
Major, that was terrible.
As an oxen.
Well, if you're an attractive woman, you'd be like, I loved it.
This is true.
He's a bit of a predator.
Yeah.
So, all right. So basically, they broke Zemo out of prison. And they went to Madripoor, which is a major Marvel location.
Wolverine.
Yeah. So there might be some Wolverine nods or teases.
The power broker. Go.
Yeah. Well, we'll get to that.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. She's dead though. She got shot.
That was
Selby.
Selby. That was the lead singer of Eurythmics.
That was That was like a middleman kind of, right?
Middle woman, middle person. I guess we got to be, progressive on this podcast.
Well, let's not assume gender.
Boom. He's got you. Shut your snowflake ass
But
up.
they call her she though, or her.
Yeah. So I can't.
Yeah, but
I don't know. It's kind of like a thin line, or like a tight line. You're tight while you're walking because she might be mad that you don't think she's a woman. That could also be equally insulting. And she was wearing makeup too. I think she had her nails painted. So I mean, I think it was easy.
I don't know, man. It's
some women just like short hair, or she could have been,
That's why we should make a new law to no one can wear shirts anymore. That's how we identify people by the size of their breasts.
Just wear like a pink name tag.
You got small breasts, you're an average American male. Boom. We're all fat. That was a joke.
Yeah. But she did look like lead singer Eurythmics. She did. Short hair. And I was like, But what did you think of Sam's undercover identity, Smiling Tiger? I wonder if that was like a nod to the comics, like if that was something like Sam Wilson actually called himself.
I think that was like an actual
villain, actually, in Marvel.
Yeah, I think that's like an actual person.
It's actually an actual villain?
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't look that up. I
thought it was amazing that, I really liked his outfit. Like, that's a stellar jacket and a really cool get up, especially with like the facial hair. But like, to be able to replicate that jacket, like, that's no, I'm not going to say it's a one of a kind jacket, but it's definitely not something you can just pick up at Walmart.
Well, I think it's funny too, because he says he looks like a pimp. And in the comic books, part of his backstory, it's alluded to he was a pimp back in the day.
Oh, yeah. It was like he was invented in like the early 70s or late 60s, so it's sort of like, not really the most PC way to portray African Americans. But I think wasn't his undercover identity he was an African warlord, but he still had his American accent.
It's something weird like that.
Yeah, he was like, "Oh, Conrad Mack, here's your favorite drink. Oh, I love these." And he it was the snake venom tequila.
Yeah, that was weird.
So I thought Anthony Mackie definitely had some Will Smith vibes to him. This episode definitely very, very having a flair for comedy. I thought the this it happens in every action movie line was a bit okay. I think they're definitely trying to be Will Smithish at this point. So what else?
We learned about the shrimp boat.
Yeah. She brought it up on the phone.
Yep.
Well, no, we got a tease about
the
tease about the shrimp boat, which everyone is like the main point of contention or like the main point of interest in this show. And apparently, she was talking to his sister, and his sister said, "I made up my mind about the shrimp boat or whatever." And then he's like, "Yeah, we laundered that bank, stole so much money," and
just trying to sound.
She yelled at him, I think, and then she hung up, and then Selby figured it out. So I really thought they were gonna find a way to trick her, but I guess they just couldn't think of something, so they just she just catches that they're.
I mean, if this
not who they say they are.
If this wasn't a Marvel movie, I would have picked up the phone, and like, "Bitch, what you want?" And that's like the easiest way to derail a conversation and just have her yell at you until you just hang up the phone or she hangs up, and then problem solved.
What do you want, bitch?
Is that what you use on your wife, Major?
No, it's a lot of just a lot of text messages.
So, what did you think of the Dr. Zeigel? I thought he was going to be German.
Nagel?
Is it
Nagel? Nagel? Dr. Nagel.
Dr. Nipple? Yeah, I think he. I don't know. I'm glad. He seemed to be like a throwaway character. I don't know if he was based on anyone from the comics, but he apparently broke Erskine's code for the serum, and they killed him. So the secret died with him.
Yep, and they blew up the lab.
Until the next scientist comes around who figures it out. Because if he's like a nobody who figured it out, if he can figure it out.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong, Matt, but I believe Dr. Nagel was the original scientist from the 40s in the comics who...
He was the one during the Korean War, I believe.
Well, he was in his 20s, though. Or
that's why
they aged him up for this series.
Completely confused by that because he was definitely the doctor during the Korean test, which is why they bring Isaiah in. But the fact that he looks like 30, 40 in this show is kind of confusing.
So he was he was in the comics. He was the guy who worked on Isaiah. Oh, okay. Yeah.
So why didn't he take it if he created this perfect super soldier? And it's very
I'd want some of that.
Why wouldn't he take it? And also for people who can't do
math,
I
guess
they
there's
had
not
20.
100% chance of success because I think they said their veins felt on fire and they wanted to die. That's how bad the serum hurt them. And I guess maybe he was just afraid he would.
That just sounds like peeing in the morning. Is that just me?
Well, maybe he was like older. Maybe because they were like all young and hip, and he was like, they're probably a better chance of surviving. Like, I'm a bit older, I could die, and he might have had a pre-existing heart condition or something like that. So that might have been why. But yeah, I'd probably take a chance for superpowers. So I did like in this episode. I was worried that they were going to make Flag Smasher too sympathetic, which is kind of what they were going for until she blew up that building full of people.
Yeah,
I was like, oh, okay.
She's evil again. Yeah, can't make the victims, can't make the villains too sympathetic.
She wasn't really evil before. She was like, I don't know. She was like on the back of the truck. She beat up Sam, but like she like literally blew up like people who were tied up.
Yeah,
and she was like, this is the only language they understand, the language of explosions. So that was cool. I mean, not cool that she killed people, but it was like interesting. Like I thought they were making her way too sympathetic, and I was like, how is she even a villain? But like, okay, she's
instead of like going back and like changing a couple lines, they're like, all right, moving forward, let's just have her do some crazy evil shit.
Just make her a psycho. Like the serum makes you a psycho. I think so. John Walker wasn't in this episode a whole lot. He was kind of like, he got spat in the face, which I'm pretty sure if like any American soldier was like going around arresting German civilians, they'd probably spit their faces.
Was that his only scene?
That is. I think he had a few scenes, but he's a little. People just don't respect him, and I think that's starting to get to him. So I think that's going to play out.
I could tell he's frustrated.
That's one of the few scenes I liked in this episode because I like what it's doing to his character and how they're developing his character. Because previously you had this idea of, he wanted to be Captain Marvel. The ideal was the symbol, and he's building himself to like prove that he's worthy of this. Whereas now John Walker comes in and he feels that merely because he's wearing the symbol, he's the ideal, and it's kind of, allegory for American hegemony, and going on over that whole sovereignty issue from last episode. I really like how they're developing that.
Yeah, and like the real Captain America wouldn't just scream, "You know who I am."
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm the symbol,
like,
I'm the idea.
If you have to, it's like if you have to ask for respect, you'll never get it. So,
Ooh, I like that.
I think I think there's a good chance next, because there's still some super soldier files out there, because there's only 8 of them. They made 20, so there's still like
12.
12. Thank you. Oh, math major. Thank you.
I'm here for
I think he's going to get his hands on one of them. Maybe Battlestar will too.
And this maybe goes into
maybe Sam, because if he's going to be taking the mantle, hopefully by the end of the season, he'll get some too. But do y'all like the idea of Sam staying human, or would you like him to get be on the same sort of playing field?
No, I want him to get superpowers, and I want the boys to come in and steal a couple of vials as well. That'd be great.
Yeah. Oh, you got some Compound V there, girl.
The multiverse.
Yeah, I mean, do you think, because in the comics they take Compound V?
Yeah.
And the boys is going off topic, but do you think they're going to get Compound V next season?
Hope so.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's like,
when is the new
so
season? Have they put out a date?
Probably later this year.
Probably next summer.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure.
I think they're still filming right now.
Later this year. Yeah. So maybe like in the fall or winter.
At the latest, early 22.
Next year.
I would hope.
Yeah. We'll see. Well, yeah. There's probably a lot of post production that show. So yeah, I can't wait. That's gonna be fun to talk about on the podcast whenever that comes. So. All right. So what else?
Actually,
better stick around and subscribe so you can listen to our boys.
So I have an actual question about kind of 3/4 in when we go to Madripoor and then we go try to find Dr. Nagel. The whole ending with Sharon Carter, I believe is her character, how she just gets in the car and leaves. I'm convinced that Madripoor was a complete setup by Carter, and the scene where all the thugs are attacking was also something set up by Carter, and she's really working for somebody else and not S.H.I.E.L.D.
Oh, okay. So not power. You don't think?
I think she's working with the power broker.
Okay.
I mean,
she was selling she was selling like fraud art, and I was like, oh, kind of like a broker, like maybe like it's like right there in front of you like the whole time.
Yeah. I mean, I think that hopefully she hasn't broken bad, but that would be kind of a shame because she is kind of like Captain America.
I would say
in the comics
that
yeah, it's true. She kind of like is like.
I don't think she'd care about getting pardoned if she became this crime kingpin in Madripoor. I'd imagine she'd probably just be like, "Oh, fuck you guys, fuck America, you guys left me."
She doesn't seem to be doing too bad.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
That's what happens when you're hot.
Kind of a shame. I thought she was gonna like join them, and then they were like build a team. But I guess she was like, all right, see ya.
That was kind of like I don't think it's like an Ahsoka kind of scenario. I think she'll be back maybe one more time during the season.
Yeah, I was reading some theories online. I think like the Power Broker might be a character called Dr. Faustus, who actually like hypnotizes Sharon in the comics and like gets her to actually, I think, shoot Captain America. So maybe I think like he might be the Power Broker is like one of the theories.
Let's go on. Better theory.
Another one's Arnim Zola.
Better.
Because if you remember in Winter Soldier, he had like there's like a flash drive sort of station next to the computer, so he could like back up his brain and move it elsewhere.
Oh, it's definitely Zola.
What were the other?
Yep.
You think Zola is the okay? And I can't remember who the other ones were. I think Norman Osborn was one, but
I was going to say
the Sony with Sony, that's probably like a no-go.
Who is the character like? Not the I'm just had a brain fart. The guy we were just talking about, Zemo, who is
you mean
Zola. Who does who's Patton Oswalt playing coming up? MODOK. Maybe they might. That'd be cool if they like merged the two characters together. We got like
MODOK's gonna be really hard.
We got like a live action MODOK. Yeah, that would be very difficult.
Yeah, and it'd probably like cost a lot just bringing him to screen because he's gonna have to be like all CGI. And I don't know, he's always been like a joke character. He was like the main bad guy in the Avengers video game, and they tried so hard to make him a legitimate, like serious villain, and
just doesn't work.
It's It's MODOK. Yeah, he's not supposed to be taken seriously. He's a joke character, but I don't know. We'll see. I think Zola's
MODOK, more like now. Mo laughs. Yeah.
Mo
awkward silences.
Well, yeah. So, and what else happened?
ZemoDoc. There we go. That is right there in front of me. Zemo and MODOK. ZemoDoc.
Oh yeah, that was MODOK. I was just looking him up.
Maybe Zemo's behind everything.
So, like I was saying earlier, this episode overall, I just did not like, especially with the exposition in the beginning and the sitting in the plane and just talking.
Yeah.
But what I do like is all the nods they're making to the movies that are going to be coming out here pretty soon, because we know we're not going to see anybody bigger than the Power Broker in this series. But they're setting up nods to they're in Latvia and Lithuania, right outside where Doctor Doom is from. They're setting up Majapur with Wolverine. They're setting up possibly Taskmaster in a movie. So they're setting up these bigger guys in the background. And as we've learned from WandaVision, they're not going to come out with somebody huge, but there's a lot of... exactly. And we learned this week that Professor X is going to be in Doctor Strange now. So, so there's going to be a lot of interesting things.
They're probably going to the Illuminati, I think, at this point.
So I definitely...
They're like, you put in so much in Doctor Strange. They're already putting like Scarlet Witch, and they're doing the multiverse. Bruce Campbell's gonna be in it. So like,
I'm not sure if you've seen Endgame, like the end of Endgame, but Marvel's not afraid to put 200 characters on screen.
What if they made Mephisto the Power Broker just to troll people?
I'd quit on the spot.
You weren't expecting this, yeah. I think they probably could save Mephisto for like a Silver Surfer or Ghost Rider.
Agreed.
Reboot, most likely, because I think he's probably better suited for those characters.
Becomes the Silver Surfer.
No,
the Silver Vision. Well, like there's like Punisher's Ghost Rider now gets it. Comics.
I did think of that when I saw his outfit like that.
He was like Silver. He was the White Surfer. which is like most surfers actually, but
that's where he took off to go think at the beach.
Yeah, he has like a giant blonde wig.
And then he leaves the Silver Surfer.
Cowabunga.
Yeah.
Very
So what else? We talked about Power Broker, talked about Madripoor, which is cool. I like the way it looks.
Yeah, I like that. They had some kind of heavy house music in there.
What do you think? What do you think the monkey symbol represents?
Monkeys. I don't think it means anything.
Well, I don't know if it's like Power Broker's symbol or like there was like a monkey symbol that shows up again in the credits. And it's been showing up in the credits since the show started, but we officially saw it in the show. I
didn't watch all the credits. I'm wondering if I think I
miss a little. Have you been watching the credits? No, there's not like post-credit scene, but there's like images and stuff like in the background.
I guess I haven't paid attention too hard
symbol, so maybe that's like, the symbol just for Madripoor, or if it's maybe the Power Broker symbol, or it could be like a whole different group we don't know about, because like the flag smash.
Wait, I have a theory. I have a theory. They're gonna bring back the Iron Fist.
What's that to do with monkeys, though?
Isn't he like a monkey?
No, he's not a monkey.
That's Goku.
He's a kung fu guy.
Bring back.
Yeah, I don't know who are some. Maybe because like the only like gorilla character I think of is like Man-Ape from Black Panther, who's still alive, but I don't think he's gonna be connected to it anyway.
Man-Ape? You don't know Man-Ape?
Yeah.
I am the fearsome Man-Ape.
Yeah, it was M'Baku in the Black Panther movie, the guy who wore the white gorilla skins, even though they're vegetarians. But they still wear the skins of gorillas.
Still gets cold, so especially with all that iron.
I just looked him up.
A vegetarian.
But vegetarians don't wear the fur of other animals. That's the point I'm making. But I just, they probably a line dialogue they could have taken out. I think they were just trying to be funny. It was like, well, it doesn't really make sense if they're wearing gorilla skins. But that aside, I don't know what the gorilla the monkey symbol means. It might just be the Power Broker symbol or the Madripoor symbol. But
I think the eyes.
We'll just.
The Power Broker is watching or whatever. Those eyes.
Oh yeah, that was definitely Big Brother is watching you. So it's 1984. So, So I mean, that's pretty much all I have for this episode.
What do you think? Thumbs up, thumbs down? Best episode, worst episode?
Well, I think like Matt mentioned, the dialogue between Zemo and was a little too expository.
I literally fell asleep. During that scene.
It was.
Yeah. And I thought that they were trying, too hard to be funny, and I was like, it's just the writing. I think it's just nowhere near as good as it was for Civil War when Zemo was first introduced.
Despite Zemo
who's a much more
being
serious character,
the writing is worse. Do you think?
I think the character. I mean, they're trying to go more for comic accuracy, but I think the writing is just not as strong as it was in Civil War. So, but at least they're trying to embrace the comic more. But it doesn't mean it's still well written.
I mean, I'm sure Spawn tried to embrace the comic. Doesn't mean it was well written.
Spawn was very comic accurate, and it sucked. As was the Fantastic Four, the first movie. I mean, Galactus being a cloud wasn't comic accurate, but the Silver Surfer was pretty comic accurate, and I think they got like the family dynamic between the four characters well. It's still not a good movie though. It's still just not well written. So I mean, you do a lot of stuff right, but it doesn't mean it's going to be.
Yeah, I'm gonna give this episode a thumbs down. What a fart! I didn't fall asleep bowling because I watched this early in the morning. It was just I used to wake up on Friday mornings and be excited and just couldn't wait to watch WandaVision. And now I'm just like, fucking Falcon.
Because there was still some mystery to that. There's not much mystery to this, except we just don't know who Power Broker is. They're probably going to tease some more stuff. I mean, the big thing we haven't talked about yet is the Wakanda.
That's part of the other.
Malaji.
Leave it for the end.
So she's after Zemo.
I would be too. They killed our king. And now you broke him out of prison. I've got a problem with that.
So there's going to be a fight scene. I wonder if they're going to like deactivate.
No, I think they're going to be like give us 48 hours and then he's all yours kind of situation.
Yeah.
For which he will escape at the end and be on the loose.
I just kind of felt bad as yes, Black Panther 2 reveal it, but wait, Chadwick Boseman's dead, so there won't be a Black Panther.
R.I.P.
There will be a Black Panther 2. It's just no T'Challa, and we still don't know how they're going to address Boseman's death in the MCU or how T'Challa's absence. They're going to kill him off. There's he's off planet.
Nope, just gotta stick around and find out. But I guarantee you, listeners, when they talk about it,
they could do a Heath Ledger thing, just like He Who Must Not Be Named. They just did not even acknowledge the Joker in Dark Knight Rises. So they could.
Well, you can write him off and Doctor Strange say he got lost in the multiverse.
Yeah, that seems a little.
Captain Britain, come on.
I feel like they'd want to be a little more. Pay a little more honor.
It's whatever they choose.
It'll be classy. It'll be real classy.
If they're gonna recast him or have his sister be black, they're still replacing.
Yeah, they're gonna. Yeah,
regardless of what they do.
But
they're so I think I said this earlier, but they're so concerned with defending people. Just don't do Black Panther 2. whatever you do.
I mean, you say that.
There's
a gray middle. It's not black or white. Only Sith speak in absolutes force. Like, on one side, you could just not do Black Panther 2. On the other side, it was the highest grossing single Marvel movie. You're not going to say no to $1 billion.
Well, yeah, I mean, they're just doing it for money. They're just doing it for money at this point.
Everything they're doing is for money. This is a business. So what I'm saying is,
but they're walking on eggshells not to offend anyone.
Black or white. It doesn't have to be left or right. They can find a gray middle.
And let's be honest, Disney is not struggling for cash. I mean, they could discontinue Black Panther.
I mean, they were losing,
let's be 100% honest,
$200 million a day during the pandemic or something like that. But yes, you're right. Overall,
yeah, but they got Star Wars, Avatar, and Marvel. Plus the princess films, the animated films they're remaking. So they're
and
it's not even close. Like Warner Brothers is even close. I think they're number 2, and it's not.
Hey, one little subject
they're
my friend Maurice mentioned about that I'm just not real familiar with. He says the White Wolf suit. You know what he's referring to? Isn't that what Black Panther?
Oh yeah, because White Wolf's a character. Well, White Wolf's a character that's not Bucky in the comics. It's like a completely different character. It's like T'Challa's adopted brother, who was white, and he took over the secret police, like the Hatut Zarazi, which are called the White Wolves, I think. And he's a bad guy, I think, or I don't know, a morally gray character. But I think they're just making Bucky the White Wolf. He's white. He looks wolfish. So, but yeah, that's basically all I got for Falcon and Winter Soldier. Any predictions for next episode?
It will be slightly more exciting or interesting, hopefully.
Yeah, let's hope.
There's definitely be a fight between Bucky or Falcon and the whoever that Dora Milaje chick is. So I mean, that's all I'm at least anticipating. I'm guessing Walker will go more off the deep end, and I'm guessing Flag Smasher will become more fanatical.
I think that Walker will eventually get the serum, and that will drive him slowly insane. So.
Not too slowly.
Yeah, because right now he's just
over 3 episodes.
He's just a soldier right now, isn't he?
Yep,
a soldier in the Captain America suit.
One kind of final thought I have though is the actor who plays Falcon, Anthony Mackie. I had this exact problem with him in Altered Carbon. I feel he starts off strong and then he just kind of phones it in. And there were some times in this episode in which it didn't even seem like he was trying to act. He just had this straight face and talked like this. And it was horrible. And it was noticeable throughout this episode that he was just phoning it in at times, which sucks because I really feel at times he could be a strong actor. But this is the same in Altered Carbon.
Yeah.
And he is the lead. Great observation.
This was definitely a stronger Bucky.
I agree. I thought Bucky really stood out this episode.
Because Falcon didn't have his wings this episode,
or Red Wing,
and I think the whole Winter Soldier pretending to be, or Bucky pretending to be the Winter Soldier again.
Yeah, let's see an R-rated Winter Soldier movie, right? Like Bucky being a bad guy, beating up people.
I think he's definitely the standout of the whole show for me.
Anytime it's not about
done a good job.
Anthony Mackie's character, he just doesn't try. I feel.
Bucky or Anthony Mackie.
But yeah, I think,
or maybe he's mad at the script because it makes him look like a wussy for putting the Captain America shield down. Yeah. I mean, actors are people too, and he's probably not very happy with the writing here. He's like, "Oh, I'm Falcon," and then well, then Marvel, the writers of Marvel, kind of make him look like a.
They had that whole moment is remember when I gave him the shield? I should have destroyed it. I should have thrown it into Mount Doom. It was. I did sort of get Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, that was weird. That was weird dialogue.
You can only destroy it. You can only destroy
it.
Wait,
how are you going to destroy it? How?
Yeah, it's like the strongest metals out there. Liquid hot
magma.
Get Thanos'
Tip and I had this conversation offline. Adamantium is actually stronger than vibranium. So Wolverine.
Oh. Well, now they can legally use it.
The same.
I thought Cap Shield could withstand Wolverine claws. I have never really seen them fight.
Because in the comic books, the shield's made out of proto-adamantium, whereas in the movies, it's made out
of
vibranium. So, I think it depends on which universe and which canon you're talking about.
And then there's Omega Red's tentacles. They're made of carbanium, I think. So, another
Omega Red.
Alloy.
Who's that?
Yeah,
whatever.
Just add EM at the end.
If Omega
Nothing's worse than unobtainium.
Unobtainium. Yep.
Very hard to.
Oh my lord! And it was like, and Avatar 2 is coming out.
Avatar 2 through 6 coming out between the time you have grandkids.
Oh god!
Like James Cameron, just do Terminator 3. Like you probably make a better story out of that.
Dude,
than trying to.
You need to go back in time and just shoot Terminator 3, 4, 5, and just stop after.
Yeah, 2 was so good, and then it just went downhill from there.
So good.
I actually like
really
the first one more than the second.
Boo this man!
I also saw the first.
I hate Edward Furlong.
I mean, the second first.
Yeah. Terminator being bossed around by a brat kid.
You probably like the original Angry Birds movie over the second one too. You loser.
I haven't seen any of those. I don't know. You probably like Emoji Movie 2 more than Emoji Movie 1.
Yeah, I'm a diehard Patrick Stewart fan.
Oh, okay. All right, so let's move on to Invincible. This was we're at the halfway point. This is one where Invincible went. Oh, well, I guess like a big thing. Well, the big main plot was to go to Mars.
So just watched this morning. Really enjoying this television series.
This was, yeah. I think there was more fallout from Omni-Man, or like Cecil and Damien Darkblood investigating Omni-Man. They both know he did
a little bit of fallout.
I mean, Damien just said it to his face. It was like, you just signed your own death warrant, dude, but you didn't kill him, I guess. So they sent Damien back to hell, but apparently he's like hiding.
Is that what was going on with that post-credit scene?
I wasn't sure because I think I saw
him zooming in. I thought it was like
I definitely heard him
you heard him grunt
something like that, but all I was looking at was their closet. I couldn't see anything move or what was going on.
I think I saw his eyeball in between the sheets. If you look, nothing.
I thought that was like his notebook or something, and like the wife was going to find like his notes from the case or something.
Oh, so sort of like Breaking Bad. She's like on the toilet, and she like
exactly
while she's taking a dump, and she just like looks behind you, and it's like
what a bullshit way to get
the first page. Omni-Man did it.
Breaking Bad.
Yeah. Oh yeah, remember that? There was like a parody video on YouTube where it showed like Hank sitting on the toilet, and he's like reading Gail's book, and it's like WW. And he's like, and you show like Hank's face like looks like in realization. Then he goes into Willy Wonka's factory.
That's great.
And like he shoots his gun. It's just that scene where Willy Wonka falls down before he does that roll. It's like so good. Like definitely Hank Schrader, the most incompetent DA agent of all time. And
but when he saw that circle, and he definitely knew what was going on, like right off the bat. Couldn't he have just like disappeared or ran away or something? Or was he just like stuck in that circle?
I don't know what his powers are.
He didn't even start
into a circle of salt, Robbie.
His powers are basically just breaking and entering, which apparently doesn't know that's a felony or misdemeanor. It's illegal.
Robbie, did you notice it was a circle of salt? And according to, lore, if a demon walks into a circle of salt, then they're trapped.
Oh, speaking of,
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, he's sort of like he's like a pot-bellied.
He's really pot-bellied.
Yeah.
Speaking of lore that you might not know, or you need some foreknowledge for watching the show, Invincible lore. Viltrumites. What are they called again? Viltrumites.
Yeah.
I know I was reading it out. Viltrumites can hold their breath for up to 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Which is why originally
he
he didn't need a helmet, but in this episode he does.
Yeah, so that was a little question in the last episode of the podcast when he's holding his breath on the moon.
Oh.
Yep, and then he gets punched and he goes down and he breathes in.
Yeah, he went down like 10 seconds later, it seemed like, or it was probably a little longer than that. And he goes back to Earth, gets a breath, and flies back up into space. But then like the next scene, he's just like chilling on the moon, pulls up a rock.
Yeah, that was very curious for me, so I had to go and look that up. And not spoiling anything from like the comics or whatever, but from the little hints and glimmers I've looked at, this shit gets crazy. I am really looking forward to this.
You started reading the comics, you said?
No, I'm going to buy them, though. I'm just trying to figure out if I want...
Yeah, get the Omnibuy. Well, you can get like a Comixology, probably like without even having.
That's what I was thinking. I'm like, do I want to read them? Do I want like a digital copy I can have now, or do I want to like go ahead and order them? And I'd like to shop local if possible. So since I just moved, I got to find a new comic book shop.
That would be cool.
Or just get Books A Million.
I do have a Books A Million gift card.
Or is Walden Books is dead, but I think Barnes & Noble's still.
Remember that after the podcast, because I do have a Books A Million gift card, and I was like, what the hell am I going to spend this on? Comic books.
There you go.
Get some coffee. Just get
I think that's what I did last
month.
Manga.
I would only get Books A Million to get trades for comics.
It's good. Now we buy stocks because we're men.
Because I think
I still read them on my phone sometimes.
Yeah, stocks in DC.
I just went out and bought Preacher.
I still buy comics, just digitally. Oh, you're so good. I should have. I gave one of my friends my entire library and never asked for it back. I would have give it to you.
Was that
me? Another friend. You probably have some of my stuff still, but it's cool. I sold a lot of my trades just because I needed some money like a few years ago. So I kept Dark Knight Returns, and I think I kept Alan Moore's Swamp Thing.
Nice.
So just the really good ones. So Invincible, Robot, I guess was like the very end, but before I forget about it, Robot's currently like
he's just talking to the robot.
He's Quado.
But what I find interesting is this storyline.
That's not what I thought at all.
This storyline comes in.
That's what I got out of it.
The storyline. It's basically he's growing somebody so he can transfer his consciousness back into a body, and that's why he helped the guys escape in the previous episode. But what's odd is like this is like volume 3 or 4 in the comic book, so this is like comic 60, 70, and so the plot line's kind of jumping all over the place with different characters, and I'm curious as to like why
they're setting it up so early.
Maybe to speed it up or something.
Well, I mean, because they could probably do the whole series in like 5 seasons, or maybe like even 3. If they're only 8 episodes, I'm guessing the next season will probably be like 10 episodes, maybe even 12. I think it's gonna be.
I've been really liking it.
So hopefully they'll have like more time.
They had to have started off so cheesy on purpose.
I know. Yeah.
Going back and rewatching this.
It's like because the comic's like 140. I mean, the comic's like 140 issues, right? So like they got like
153, something like that.
To work with.
But going back and rewatching this, the opening scene of the second episode with the dad and the kid in London at Buckingham Palace. That's the same guy who was the security guard from the first episode. I didn't put that connection together the first time.
Yep. Voiced by John Hamm.
Do you like me? I'm a fan of the Ham.
A fan of the Ham. So Robot's trying to get a cloned body of Rexplode so we can get with Monster.
Is that
right? Not to get with Monster. It looks like he's trying to clone.
And if he's because there are a couple.
Rexplode, though. That's what I thought he was trying to do. Not that he was being controlled by a baby.
Why? I mean, why pick him though?
He's not shirtless. He's not shirtless in the last episode. You know why?
Yeah, he's a specimen. It's like, well, it's either.
But that's a great question. I was wondering that as well.
Invincible.
Well, I was waiting because I thought you didn't know why.
No. I mean, no. I really don't. He's got plenty of access to Omni-Man's blood from the crime scene from the first episode.
Remember that big ass drill?
Well,
he was trying to make a clone. What the?
Yeah, that was smart.
Imagine trying to get through.
Well, that's what I'm saying. He doesn't need it because there was blood on the crime scene, right? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, it could have been like, what if he accidentally got the Martian body? It was the Martian blood.
I feel like that robot doesn't make mistakes.
Like, damn it!
Because at the end of this sentence, there will be 3 tanks at 50 degrees.
Well, So we'll see what happens to Quado next episode. Open your mind. Start the reactor. So what else happened this episode? The Starro alien.
Yeah. So we go to Mars
that take over bodies. And I guess the astronaut is another Martian who just
he
took over that dude's body.
He was on the original team, and then he got attacked by one of those star things, and it looked like he was cloned.
Because there was the bad version.
Oh, I didn't know they could clone though.
Yeah,
still on Mars.
Yeah, but who was the guy?
Yeah, because he had like a little smile when his flag like fixed itself.
I think it's one of the Martians.
I don't really know the details.
Yeah, so like because like the Starro things,
they can't.
The squidlibs or whatever, they can't like make clones. So I'm guessing it was a Martian who just wanted to get off planet.
Who knows what kind of tech they have
left
there?
Other dude there, so
they didn't really. You don't really know a whole lot about them, except that they turned
kind of
they look fucked at the end.
I guess he'll be the new Martian. He'll be the new Martian Man or something, or maybe like an evil version of Martian Man. And they can't think of a better Martian Manhunter parody than Martian Man.
I mean, there's Batman, Darkwing, Red Rush. War Woman.
Well, I think Red Rush is better than but like Martian Man. They just got rid of Hunter. Green Lantern is Green Ghost. So, but I think all those characters like have like legacy characters that come back later on. But yeah, did anything else happen this episode? I mean, it was good.
The rest of it was like his relationship,
Omni-Man.
And like they touched a little about him and his dad.
Started.
Yeah, he's just trying to be a regular teenager, but also save the world at the same time.
What would you guys do? Would you tell your girlfriend if you were a superhero? No. Would you give away your super identity?
I might have just told her. I don't know.
They've only been dating.
That's what I'm saying, right?
Yeah. But he's got that big crush on her.
When she puts out, it'll tell her.
But you want to sleep with a superhero?
I don't know.
Consensual.
Yeah, there you go.
I like how
I know if you can get her to sleep with you before.
I like how he told her
then she loves
where
you, right?
He wasn't exactly lying, but he was so broad that who knows what he was talking about.
Right, exactly.
Mirth Rock.
No, he did.
Earth Rock. That was a straight.
Yeah, when he was getting
when he was getting ready to leave.
When he was talking about where he was going. Oh, it's deserty.
Yeah, that part is what I was thinking of.
Yeah.
So
I thought just great writing all around, great character development, less for Explode, which is always nice. It was the right amount of that character.
It's just crazy going from Falcon and Winter Soldier, then straight into this. It just shows you how much better this is.
It is very different.
Yeah, always watch this one later because you won't be disappointed.
Well, that's what I was saying.
More so far.
Yeah, I texted you guys and I was like, watch Falcon first, because if you watch Invincible first, you're going to be super disappointed with Falcon and the Winter Soldier. So go ahead and watch Falcon first.
Yeah, I think I don't know. This was I think it's a big hit for Amazon. Hopefully they seem to be like they seem to be the vanguard of all these adult themed comic book properties. Like The Boys, They're doing a spin-off.
I mean, someone smart up in Amazon looked at Deadpool, right? And at the time of this decision, it was the number 1 R-rated movie, right? Or they looked at Deadpool 2 being like the number 1 and number 3 R-rated movie, and you're like, you know what? I think there's a market here. Like, fuck yeah, there's a market here. This is awesome. Do dark and gritty.
Well, I think Jupiter's Legacy is probably going to be like the Netflix's version of The Boys.
Besides Drops of Jupiter, I can't think of one good thing that has the word Jupiter in its title and it's been a success.
Jupiter's Legacy.
Jupiter Ascending.
It's actually a really good comic book series. So.
Oh yeah, comic books. I'm just talking about like movies and mainstream stuff.
I haven't read it. Because Mark Millar did it, and he did kick ass.
What was that movie the Matrix guys made?
Which you like too.
Jupiter Ascending is fucking terrible.
Horrible.
Atrocious.
The bees.
Yeah. And now they're doing Matrix 4. Well, only one of the sisters is doing Matrix 4.
Awkward.
It's called Matrix.
I'm not holding my breath for that one. Not at all. No.
It's going to have Neil Patrick Harris in it. It's got to be good. No,
it has to be.
He's a national treasure.
I'll still see it.
Yeah,
unfortunately, I will too.
Just to see what they.
I'll see it. It's terrible.
But
I still haven't seen.
I never have like really high hopes
Max
when we get that deep into sequels.
Years later.
Unless the Mission Impossible, they seem to be getting better. Like Fallout and Rogue Nation were really good. I still haven't seen Ghost Protocol yet, but I think what's his name? Who wrote Crud? Our Usual Suspects. That guy who also directed Fallout and Rogue Nation. So they're doing like 7 and 8 coming out next year, I think, or coming out next sequentially. Yeah, they're gonna release 8 just to fuck with people. So, Yeah, a lot of good stuff coming out. But yeah, that's really all I have for Invincible today, and it was good. I'm looking forward to more. I haven't read the comic, but I think I've watched summaries online.
I'm definitely looking at getting that comic. It seems super interesting. Overall, thumbs up. Go ahead, watch it. I've already downloaded it, so I can watch it at the gym. We'll rewatch.
I haven't decided if I want to spoil too much about the background of some of the characters yet or not.
I would.
Yeah, on Invincible.
On Invincible?
Yeah, for myself.
There's a couple of videos I watched. We'll talk about this off channel. There's a couple of videos I watched that are kind of spoilery, but not too spoilery. So we can talk more about how much you want to know.
Yeah, I guess I am pretty curious about.
All right, well, we're almost done.
Basically, more about the Viltrumite. How do you say it again? Viltrumites.
Yeah,
Keep saying it a little off every time.
Yeah.
They're basically the Kryptonians.
Much like The Expanse.
So they didn't know.
This content's too good, and I'm too impatient to wait for it to come out.
It's probably one of those expansive.
I'm just curious about how much of what he's saying is real and a lie. How much is he lying, basically?
I can tell you that. All right, so I do know that answer. And I'll let you decide if you actually really want to know the answer before we talk about it. We won't talk about it on the podcast. Don't worry, guys. No spoilers. Just spoilers.
Well, we've already been pretty spoilery. Well, at least about what's come out so far.
Yeah, not spoiler for the comic book series. Although from what I heard, most recently they're starting to diverge, like Matt was saying, right? This robot thing was in volume 4, so they're
sort of introducing concepts and storylines,
multiple plots
later
at the same
on,
time.
Introduce them early, which I think is fine. Because he was sort of making up as his go at the beginning, but now he has a full cohesive universe, and it probably flows better.
The universe is pretty fucking awesome.
Later stuff that happened early.
Yeah, I'd be afraid to live there every day.
Right? Yeah, just in general, Earth does not seem like a.
Yeah. Well, our world's not much better.
Dragons blowing up shit out of nowhere.
No, just angry incels.
Where the hell did that come from?
I'm on vacation with my wife.
Oh, or what was the guy's name that had the little jetpack thing? They had
you saw him floating there?
They showed him floating by in space in one little scene.
Biplane.
Yeah, I was like, what?
Yeah.
He was just there as they're taking off.
Just super dark. I love it.
Yeah. Well, we're at the hour, so
I'm really happy with you guys listening to this show. Real fast before we say goodbye, I'd like to shout out to all of our fans, all of our supporters. Thanks so much for coming back, listening this week. Make sure to check us out on Twitter,
social medias
at Zealots Podcast on Twitter, and then you can just email us directly at zealotzeitgeist@gmail.com. Look forward to hearing from you.
zeitgeistzealots@gmail.com. And we're going to put all this in the description.
Oh, YouTube. Go ahead and drop that like and subscribe.
Yeah, like everybody does.
Yeah.
Smash that like button.
All right.
Wait.
All right.